Tonight on KGW News, a 40-year-old cold case suddenly solved when a Portland man confesses to murder. Well,
this situation did not dim the bright light that radiates from Damien.
Stabbing survivor as friends of a teenager allegedly attacked because of his race look ahead toward his recovery. And she's the Oregon woman who turned her own experience with sexual assault into advocacy. Why Brenda Tracy reportedly says she's been victimized again.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco, and we begin tonight with an Oregon connection to what prosecutors are calling a brutal, ice-cold murder, one that was committed decades ago and thousands of miles away. Alma McCarty is in the newsroom. Alma, we're talking about a cold case out of Boston from the 70s. What do we know?
Well, David, John Michael Ermer went to the field office in Portland where agents say he confessed to, quote, several crimes. Of those, the rape and murder of a 24-year-old woman back in 1979. He told special agents he met the woman with red hair at a skating rink around Halloween, and the two walked to a building under renovation.
On Monday morning in Boston, Massachusetts, 68-year-old John Michael Ermer stood out of view of news cameras during his arraignment. He's charged with the murder and rape of 24-year-old Susan Marcia Rose on October 30th, 1979. The assistant district attorney for Suffolk County detailed the allegations in court.
Mr. Ermer and Miss Rose walked around Back Bay, and they went into an abandoned building at 285 Beacon Street, which was under construction. They were walking up the stairs of the building when the defendant, Mr. Ermer, picked up a hammer and beat her in the head with it, knocking her to the ground.
Fast forward nearly 44 years. On August 7th, Ermer walked into the FBI's Portland field office to confess this and other crimes. Special agents then contacted local jurisdictions to investigate the validity of his claims. DNA evidence from the rape connected Ermer to Rose's homicide.
For him to get away with it in 44 years, come back, that surprises me.
Nearly 2 decades ago, detectives were able to get a DNA profile from the crime scene evidence, but did not have a match until now. According to Ermer's arrest report obtained by KGW's affiliate in Boston, he was surprised police weren't waiting for him after he was released from prison in 2012. After 3 decades behind bars for a homicide in California. Ermer said he knew officials got a sample of his DNA while he was incarcerated.
The suspect, Ermer, was transported from here in Portland to Boston over the weekend. Prosecutors told reporters there that he confessed to another murder in a southern state, but did not provide specific details. He's being held without bail, and his next hearing will be in mid-October. David?
Yeah, with at least one family getting some semblance of closure some 4 decades on. Thank you, Alma. We are hearing tonight from friends of one of the teenagers stabbed at a Mac station in what police are calling a racially motivated attack. 17-year-old Damien, his family asked us to use his first name only, was one of the 2 teens stabbed September 2nd as they were getting off the train in southeast Portland. Police say Adrian Cummins, a 25-year-old homeless man struggling with addiction and who his lawyer says was high at the time, yelled racial slurs at the teens before attacking them. Friends tell us Damien is out of the hospital but cannot leave home and has a long recovery ahead.
The focus is for him to heal from the surgery since he bled into his heart and chest cavities. He has been upbeat and full of jokes and joy throughout the whole process, and that touches me because when I left his hospital room, I felt uplifted.
We all do hearing that. Damien was supposed to be starting his senior year at Parkrose High. Right now there is a GoFundMe for his family. They say they're hoping to raise enough money for a car so he doesn't have to ride the Max ever again. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, several teenagers are under arrest after trying to steal cars at an apartment complex in Salmon Creek. The Clark County Sheriff's Office shared these photos from Sunday night at the intersection of Northeast 10th Avenue and 139th. That was after an 18-year-old in what deputies say was a stolen getaway car crashed while trying to drive off. Another teenager in that vehicle was arrested along with one more who they say had run away from the apartments. No one was hurt. Students in the Evergreen School District wrapped up their first day of school today after a nearly 2-week teacher strike. The union approved a new contract with the district this morning after the parties worked through the weekend to come to an agreement. It includes 10 new special education support teachers, with more to come next year, plus cost of living increases over the next 3 years. The 7 days of school students missed because of the strike will, of course, be made up. And demolition is underway at the May Apartments, the Southwest Portland apartment building gutted by a fire back in May. We saw crews out there today in hazmat suits and warning signs saying asbestos may be in the area. Streets at Southwest 14th and Taylor have been closed now for nearly 4 months. The building's owner says demolition is set to take about 6 weeks. Developing tonight, a local rape survivor known for her work with student athletes is once again in the national spotlight. According to a report in USA Today, Brenda Tracy is part of a sexual misconduct investigation filed against Michigan State University head football coach Mel Tucker. Now, Tracy worked alongside Tucker while trying to prevent sexual violence. Catherine Cook is here with more on those allegations. Catherine.
David, first off, some of the details in this report may be triggering for those who hear them. Brenda Tracy calls what Tucker is accused of doing to her a betrayal. The accusations allege non-consensual phone sex. Now, a formal Title IX hearing is scheduled for next month to determine if he violated school policy.
I don't remember everything that happened to me that night.
Thousands of college athletes around the country know the name Brenda Tracy. She's a rape survivor who lives outside of Portland and has dedicated much of the last decade to sharing her story publicly. One school she's worked with is Michigan State University and head football coach Mel Tucker. Now, as first reported by USA Today, Tracy is accusing Tucker of sexual harassment. Newly released documents show why she filed a Title IX complaint in December. Tracy claims Tucker conducted non-consensual phone sex with her in April of last year. Officials with Michigan State say they didn't know the nature of the investigation until last weekend, when the university suspended Coach Tucker without pay. MSU Athletic Director Alan Haller.
The university's objective has been and remains focused on conducting a fair, thorough, and unbiased investigation and allowing the processes to play out. This includes protecting confidentiality of the claimant and putting in place interim measures.
USA Today detailed the complaint. In it, Tracy described a working relationship with Tucker that developed into a friendship. She also suggests attempts on Tucker's part to take that relationship to a romantic level were one-sided. In the complaint, Tucker admits to investigators that he masturbated while on the phone with Tracy, but said it was part of consensual phone sex. He also said he did not engage in misconduct by any definition. For her part, Tracy told investigators that what happened reopened 25-year-old wounds from her rape by 4 men, including 2 Oregon State University football players. Of Tucker, she told USA Today, quote, "It's like he sought me out just to betray me." In a statement released Monday, Tucker doubled down on his claims of innocence, saying, quote, "I have been ripped from the team that I love without any meaningful opportunity to tell my side of the story other than this press release." He asked everyone to reserve judgment until the full truth comes out. Tracy responded to Tucker's statement on social media. She wrote, in part, "This is more of the same deflection, victim blaming, and lies that I've been dealing with now for months. October 5th and 6th, I will be present for the hearing and make myself available for cross-examination. I invite him to do the same." Catherine Cook, KGW News.
And we'll continue to follow up on that story. Well, we've got a remarkable image today over New York City, over Manhattan. A double rainbow on a day when many were remembering the thousands of lives lost and a nation forever changed 22 years ago today. We all remember where we were at that moment. And Portland fire crews stood at attention at 6:58 and 7:28 local time, the exact moments when the south and north towers of the World Trade Center collapsed. It was followed by a ceremony that speakers that included first responders and elected leaders, and that tribute ended with a fireboat water display in the Willamette. Then others gathered on the historic arch bridge that connects Oregon City and West Lynn. They rang this bell to remember the victims and survivors and threw roses into the river.
it's not just one day. It changed the world. It changed our world. It changed certainly safety and security, but it changed how we look at just day-to-day life and what we expect in terms of safety and security. So the impact of that is tremendous.
The Oregon City event was also a celebration for the people who continue to serve our cities and country, and a reminder to all of us to never forget. You're watching KGW News. Straight ahead at 11, it is the committee meant to oversee how millions of taxpayer dollars are spent on solving our homeless crisis, why they say Multnomah County is making it impossible for them to do their job. Plus, roll up your sleeve. The FDA has approved the latest COVID vaccine, why it might not be free.
I'm Matt Safino. We are not done with 90-degree weather. We'll talk about how unusual that may or may not be in Portland in September and even into October. Plus, the latest on the comet that was visible in the sky this weekend. And since we're talking about bright lights, how about this? The latest imagery live, nearly live anyway, from Kilauea as it continues to erupt. I'll have your forecast after the break.